Hi everyone, hello, welcome to another video of Chapter 10 Human Health and Disease. Up till now, we have been discussing different common human diseases. Another common disease of the human is cancer. So, one thing that you need to clearly understand is cancer is non-infectious. It will not spread from touch or coming in close proximity with a person suffering from cancer. Rather, it's a genetic disease wherein there is abnormal and uncontrolled multiplication of cells. And this rapid multiplication and uncontrolled and abnormal cells, they will result in formation of what? Tumors. Okay, so if a tumor is benign, they usually are there contained in one place, and if it is of a spreading type, which is known as a malignant type, they have the ability of invading normal cells. They can spread rapidly from one place to the another place. Okay, usually benign tumors, they are in one place only. They have a cover on them in the form of capsule. Okay, so basically, tumors can grow and interfere with the normal functioning of various organs. So, what will a tumor have as an effect on the normal functioning? It can just prevent or cause dysfunctioning of other system which is happening inside the human body. They also secrete certain substances which can alter body functions. Okay, it is one of the main killer disease these days. Yes, so doctors and physicians who treat cancers or who diagnose cancer, they are known as oncologists. Now, depending upon the tumor, they are either benign or malignant. Okay, another property is normal cells will show a contact inhibition, whereas cancer cells do not show contact inhibition. Means what? Cancer cells, they have this property of spreading very easily. They will spread easily from one place to another. Whereas normal cells, if they are growing, they will grow in one place only. So contact with the other cells inhibit their uncontrolled growth. So normally, if a growth is happening in the body, the cells will multiply, divide, and they will remain attached to one another. Okay, they will remain attached to one another, which will prevent their uncontrolled growth and spreading. This happens in normal condition, and in cancer condition, exactly opposite happens. That is, the cells will they are not attached to one another. They will just spread and multiply and grow rapidly. Okay, so cancer cells will not have this property. They require the accumulation of multiple DNA mutations in the gene that regulate the normal cell pathways. So this is because of any genetic mutation that has occurred over a multiple times, and over a period of time, a significant amount of mutation has happened in a particular gene, which might lead to this uncontrolled division of cells, leading to cancer condition. Okay, no, so two major types of cancer are benign and malignant. Benign tumors are usually small, whereas malignant are larger tumors. They are slow growing and these are fast growing. Benign will not spread from one region to another. So if a tumor is in the hand, let's say, they will not spread to other areas if it is benign. If it is malignant, it can spread from one place to the another. Benign tumors are well differentiated, means what? You can easily identify the normal cells and the tumor cells, whereas malignant, they have this invasive property, so it becomes very difficult to, actually separate the normals and the cancer cells. So they are poorly differentiated. So benigns, they will stay localized, stay where they are. They will not metastasize or they will not invade other tissues or cells. Whereas the opposite is the malignant tumors will invade. They will go to healthy parts of the body. They will destroy the surrounding tissue, and they will metastasize to other parts of the body. So the serious condition of the malignant tumor is known as metastasis. Okay, this is metastasis is basically when the cancer has reached a stage where it can spread to different parts of the body. Okay, so the ability to spread to different parts of the body is metastasis. Yes. Now, cancer can be caused due to various agents. It can be either biological or physical or chemical. Okay. Now, in chemical, we begin with chemical first. In chemical, you have all these DNA interactive substances in metals, heavy toxic metals. Okay. then like nicotine, caffeine, which are present in these food and beverages, several, then burning of coal, combustion of coal and oil, all these are cancer causing chemicals. Okay, so they can, these are the chemical types of agents that can cause cancer. Then you have these physical causes. Physical causes are basically UV rays, X-rays, uh, constant or more frequent exposure to these X-rays or ultraviolet rays, radioactive decay rays can, lead to penetration of these light into the cells and have an effect on the DNA, which can cause mutations. So physical agents, and finally biological agents like viruses, bacteria, certain elements of the genetic system of viruses, bacteria known as jumping genes, that is transposon, they can cause cancers. Okay, you have viruses like Epstein-Barr virus, HIV virus, they can also lead to cancers. Okay, so these are the various physical, chemical, and biological causes of cancer. Yes. Types of cancer you have depending upon which organ or which tissue is affected. Depending on that, the cancers are named accordingly. So if the cancer is of the connective tissues, be it any part of your body, if the cancer has affected the connective tissue of the, let's say, joints of the hands or legs, then that particular type is known as sarcoma. So you have your bones, sorry, this is BONES, bones, cartilage, tendons, adipose tissue. These are all your connective tissue. Okay, so they will cause what? Sarcomas. Yes, so you have rhabdomyosarcoma, then osteosarcoma if it is of the bone. If it is of the fatty tissue, that is adipose tissue, then it will be liposarcoma. In general, it is sarcoma, and depending upon what tissue, if it is of the bone, osteo, if it is of the adipose, then it is liposarcoma. Accordingly, this cancers are named. If the cancer has affected your lymphatic tissue, then it will be known as lymphoma, like your lymph nodes, your spleen, your tissues. This will affect drastically on your immune system because the immune system becomes weak, like Hodgkin lymphoma. Then if it is of the epithelial glandular tissues, then it will be carcinoma. Okay, that is because of the excuse me, cancers of your epithelial tissue like breast cancer, lung cancer, pancreatic, stomach, and skin cancer. These are all because of the epithelial tissues having cancer. The names like melanoma, basal cell cancer. Okay. Then finally, if your blood has acquired cancer, then it will be leukemia. Okay, that is a blood cancer. And then if your WBCs are affected, then myeloma, your plasma cells or the B lymphocytes. Okay. So leukemia can also have other types of WBCs also. This leukemia, myeloma, and lymphoma, they will affect your immune system. Your immune system will become weak if you are having cancer of lymphoma or leukemia. Okay. Now, diagnosis involve molecular techniques, using of antibodies against the cancer antigens, or diagnosis that how do you know that particular tissue is suffering from cancer. So you can take a thin piece from that suspected tissue and then stain it and see if uncontrolled and abnormal cells are there in that particular tissue. So this technique is known as biopsy. Okay, a thin piece of the suspected tissue. You think that this tissue is having cancer, abnormal growth is there. So you take a piece, you stain it, you examine under microscope, and you study that particular tissue, biopsy. Then you have imaging techniques like you can do X-ray, you can do CT scan, computerized tomography scan, wherein 3D images of the internal organs are obtained to see if there is any abnormal tissues in the normal system. Then MRI also, which is magnetic resonance imaging, they use magnetic fields and non-ionizing radiation to detect pathological, physiological changes in the living tissue. So if the living tissue has undergone any change, any shape or structure, any damaged tissue is there or not. So MRI, CT scan, X-rays, or specific antibodies can be used to treat the cancer cells, chemotherapy, radiotherapy, and all that. So this is basically the detection process. We will come to the treatment process in a short while. Yes. So cancer detection and diagnosis will include all these molecular techniques, imaging techniques, and biopsy. Now, moving to the treatment part, three levels of treatment are there: radiotherapy, chemotherapy, and immunotherapy. Okay, radiotherapy is basically using rays. Um, okay, that is rays of radioactive material, which will target the cancer tissue and try to kill the cancer tissue or destroy the cancer tissue. Okay, so the cells or the tissue which is having cancer, they are exposed to these radiation from these radioactive materials such as cobalt or iridium or iodine. These are the materials that are used. X-rays, gamma rays. Okay, they will destroy these cancer tissues, but they will also have an effect on the normal tissue also. So it's not like a very targeted, very specific. Other tissues, surrounding tissues will also get damaged because the rays are exposed. Then chemotherapy, these are use of chemicals. Okay, like certain drugs are used, which will have side effects like hair loss, low RBCs, low iron. Okay, these are some of the major symptoms of chemotherapy. And finally, then there is immunotherapy. Immunotherapy, wherein the patients are given substances like biological responses, biological modifiers like interferon or certain types of WBCs or immune cells are injected into the person's body that will help in destroying the tumor or killing the tumor. So you are supplying that individual with immune cells basically. So immunotherapy. Another very common is surgery. If it is a tumor, you can just cut and remove the tumor. So surgery is there. Okay, so these are the various treatment of cancer that can be taken, and many are them are successful in treating the cancer. That's all for this video. Thank you. Take care. See you. Bye bye.